Hey everybody, Midnight Ansel here. Welcome back to Pokemon Volt White. Last time, we got our journey started here. We got to see some of the changes that are already into this ROM hack by seeing everything on Route 1, for the time being at least. And we also ran into Getsus and Team Plasma here in Accumula Town. Yes, also, yeah, you can see the date that I'm recording this. So yeah, I can't hide when I was doing this. Anyways, let's get going. On to Route 2, and more adventure already. Or not. We're gonna get interrupted immediately. This. It's your mom. How are things? Are you and your Pokemon getting along and enjoying your journey so far? I needed to talk to you, so I called, but I'm going to hang out in the transceiver now. And she caught up with us. I finally caught up with you, and look how far you've come already. Professor Doomer said that you were probably heading for Striaton City by now. I have another present for you. Try these on. And we get the running shoes. We can now move faster without the bike if need be. And running the running shoes, you can go anywhere in a flash. And she's just telling you what we need to do. Alright. Skip the rest of the text, but anyways. We can run now. And since we can run now, we can also run into some new encounters. So let's get started. Let's get started, shall we? Hopefully it's the Pokemon I'm looking for. Nope, it's Weedle, but but I'm gonna choose to ignore Weedle and talk about two things. First, I went back to Route 1 and caught Starly. You'll see why later, but mainly just because you'll see why later why I wanted to catch Starly. Second of all, I'm going to go in order of the Pokemon that you can find on this route based on the notes I have. So while Weedle is on screen, I'm not going to talk about it first. I'm going to talk about Purlin first. This thing is interesting for one of the early route Pokemon. It's not as good as being a physical attacker like Mightyena is. Albeit Mightyena isn't that good either, but still Purloin and its evolution Liepard are interesting for the fact that they aren't particularly good at one specific thing. They aren't the best at attacking. They have pretty bad defense, and they don't learn a lot of the good status moves that all the other dark types are known for. So it's an interesting situation for this thing, and honestly, these things don't get anything interesting, really anything interesting either. The main things of note, they get faint attack now. They get faint attack now at level 8. They get 9 slash at level 8, 17 now, and they both get access to Foul Play and Dark Pulse via level up now. So yeah. Also, I freaking fainted to a Weedle. How does that even happen? Thank you, Poison. Alright. Alright, well, you can see then I've got some things to do, but anyways, that aside, Purloin, not the best thing. Its abilities are Limber and Prankster, by the way. Actually, there is another thing to mention. Liepard can learn TM43 and TM93. We haven't seen those TMs yet, but they are okay TMs. And Liepard also got a boost to its attack, special attack as well. Is it enough to make it good? Nope, not in the slightest. I still find that this mod will get outsped, or just get taken out by a strong enough move. Anyways, enough about that. Next up on the list is Patrat. Why is this thing here? Why does this thing exist? No one to my knowledge likes Patrat or Watchog. They're just I don't know what to think about them. Like, it gets some interesting moves, but they just kind of are there. They just exist. Even here, even in my notes, they don't get anything interesting. Like they get Zen Headbutt, but that's it. They get Zen Headbutt for new moves, but I mean it's Zen Headbutt on a Watchdog. Even that, Watchdog gets a special attack boost, but it doesn't make it worthwhile using. Its defense is bad. It's not fast enough. It's not fast enough to be a sweeper, and it just doesn't have the strength to take out anything. To take out enough Pokemon to justify using it. Patrat is good for cut, but even then, it's a Drayano game. It's a Drayano ROM hack. You got rid of most of the unnecessary HM uses that you need. Even then, cut was only a one-time use. Was really only used once, meant for anything in black and white. So, still, this line is fairly useless, honestly. Gets Analytic as an ability, by the way. If you want to use it, that's probably the better of the two abilities to use. But as aside, I'm gonna say on this one. Next up on the list though is you. No, I'm not going to make the cry for this thing, because I don't feel like embarrassing myself like an idiot. Kricketot. I really have no idea. If I had nothing interesting to say about Patrat, I really have nothing to say about Kricketot either. Half the time I forget that this thing exists, and the other half of the time the only reason I remember is because of its really funny cry. So I don't know what to really think about it. Again, it's something that's just there. It kind of just makes up the numbers of everything that you can find. Can you make it work? Yes. Would I recommend using it? No. It's just, I don't know. It gets Struggle Bug and Bug Bite for new moves. That's a Kricketot, so at least it can actually do something now when you have it before it evolves. Albeit at a low level, it evolves at a low level, but still, it does not have the stats or the move pool to justify using it long term. Although I will say this, I can slightly recommend Kricketot and Kricketune for the first gym if the starter you picked was Oshawott. I'm not going to go over those reasons right now, but you'll see why in a little bit you'll see why later as to that weird recommendation after I just nagged on this thing. That aside, Kricketune did get a boost to its attack and speed. You should see those on screen already. And Swarm and Technician are two abilities. I would probably recommend Technician more than Swarm, but both abilities are passable, so you can choose whichever one you feel would be better here. Anyways. Next up on the list of mediocre Pokemon that we've been running into, Caterpie. And by extension, Wurmple and Weedle are also here. But going over Caterpie first, I don't know what to... Again, I don't know what to think of this, because I don't use it. If I used it, I could give a better feedback, but I haven't. There's no reason to use this thing. Like, if I wanted to use a bug type here, I would honestly probably use Weedle, but I don't know what to think here. I mean, as a Butterfree, gets some interesting moves like Struggle Bug, Air Cutter, Giga Drain, and Air Slash, and Roost now via level up, which is really nice. And even then, Butterfree also got a boost to its special attack and speed, so it has a slightly better chance of being able to be a bit of a sweeper, I guess. Even still, it's just not quite there. So, again, you can use this if you want for nostalgia, but I would be cautious about doing so. next, that aside, I'm gonna quickly, that aside, even though Wurmple's next on the list, I'm gonna go over Weedle next because we're still going over Kanto mods. Weedle, aside from its internet fame by Jake McCauley and Bongzilla, Weedle, well, you know how Weedle works. It really only has Poison Tail. It's got Poison Tail for a new move now. It gets Bug Bite like it did in Platinum. It has Poison Sting. That's it, and that's pretty much all you get until you evolve it into a Beedrill. However, once you evolve it into Beedrill, and Beedrill got has some new tricks to play with. Try Cross Poison at level 10. Try Cross Poison at level 10. X Scissor at 19. Mega Horn at 43. It's got some okay moves now. It also got a slight boost to its attack and speed as well, plus it has Sniper and Poison Touch of all the things for abilities. So you can actually deal quite a bit of damage if you can get the right setup, if you can set this thing up right. And the Poison Touch could be a way as like a "you'll never take me alive" moment, or just a passing chance to poison your foe before you get out of there. But still, again, the Gen 1 bug types are not terrible. Here, it's just I would recommend using them with caution if you choose to do so. But again, I would recommend picking at least up one bug type if you picked Oshawott as your starter, because you're going to need it. Anyways, moving on to the next thing. Moving on to the next mod, Wurmple. Do you even remember this thing? Because I don't really remember this thing. Like, it exists, and it has a cool gimmick of evolving into 1 and 2 Pokemon at random, but really, that's all it's really known for. I mean, you can see its moves on screen of what Beautifly and Dustox learn when you get them, but I mean, aside from Sleep Powder, the 2 screens, and Air Slash, I don't really see a reason to use these things either long term. Their stats just don't justify being able to use them for that long. Beautifly and Dustox both got buffs but they're still not quite enough in my eyes to make it worth your while. But again, you can choose what you want. So if you think you can make it work, go for it. But just again, I advise caution if you choose to stick with these for a while. Anyways, that out of the way, we have another early root Pokemon from Hoenn this time, Poochyena. This was an interesting case of a mon just getting stuff that is normally hard to come by in the earlier games. And what do I mean by this? Well, I mean simply that Poochyena and Mightyena, I say Poochyena, but Mightyena specifically gets all the Elemental Fangs and Crunch at level 20. All of them in a row at level 20. So pretty much you get your moveset for Mightyena at level 20, and then you don't do anything else. And you don't have to do anything else there, unless you choose to. But I mean, it's not the worst thing. I mean, you could probably swap out one of the Elemental Fangs for, like, Return or something if you choose to. So, I'm not sure. Its stats are passable, but again, it's a Dark type that's not the fastest thing in the world, so you have to watch out for those fast fighting types that are especially in this game. Got a slight boost to its attack, as you can see, and, well, Moxie is an interesting ability if you can set it up right. If you can get away with it, if you can get it set up, you can just use Moxie to sweep entirely. But again, I'm not sure. I've never really been the one to do this setup and sweep strategy, but again, there are ways to make it work, and especially in these games, you're rewarded for coming up with creative strategies sometimes. So again, just be smart about when you're picking these mons in the early routes. Almost got a level. Almost got 2 levels off that fight. Anyways, while we're still doing this fight here, carrying on with even more mons. Yes, I'm serious. Meowth. Meowth is interesting. Going back to the days of watching Sawyer Conroy play through Fire Red with a Meowth and a Persian on his team was interesting, to say the least. But, I mean, these things can be it can be a bit of an interesting threat, but really, not really, I don't know. There are definitely some better normal types out there that you could probably go with. It does get some interesting moves now to work with, but again, I'm just not completely sold on Meowth. I feel like it's just missing a tiny bit more to make it. I feel like it's just missing a tiny bit to make it good enough to use. But again, with all the mons available, you have plenty of room to work with here. You just need to find what works for you. Alright. But, anyways. Next thing on the list is Sparrow. This is the normal flying type Pokemon from Gen 1 that you should be using. It just is a better Pidgey. It's got better moves, slightly better stats, and just faster in general. Plus, you don't have to evolve it twice. Plus, you only have to evolve it once instead of twice. And the good thing about Sparrow is that Sparrow here, even if you don't choose to use it, is that there's a 5% chance that any Sparrow you find here will be holding a sharp beak. So if you're using a Starly or something, you can just search for, if you have a way to use Thief, or if you have a way to use Thief or something like that, you can just keep trying until you get a Sharpie, which will definitely be useful if you picked Oshawott as your starter. Again, I keep nagging on Oshawott, but it's like, again, Oshawott's not. I'm gonna be clear. Oshawott's not a bad mon. It's just that the way the first gym is set up, you need to bring everything you have. Anyways, we're almost through this laundry list of new Pokemon. One last mon to go over, and that is Manky. This thing is fun. Like, I used this once a couple times in Kanto playthroughs before, and this thing can be fun. And it gets even better because it gets the elemental punches now, which is always fun on anything that can learn all 3 of them. Hell, even using them on a Haunter or a Cadaver in Gen 2, like, you can't beat that. That's just really fun. It's just really fun to play with those punches. Just punch everything into oblivion. But, well, it's still that side. Manky is one of the faster fighting types, so I guess it's been a good mon for a long time. If you can find one and catch one, you should probably use it, because it'll definitely be useful for you on your team. So keep that in mind. So yeah, that side, we are finally done with this. And there's a massive laundry list of Pokemon, but we are finally through the entire list, and I've talked about every single Pokemon you can find on Route 2. Oh boy. Trust me, it will get a lot easier as time goes on, when we'll start running a repeat Pokemon and having fewer new Pokemon to see on each route. At least fewer newer ones to see. Anyways. Not gonna fight. I'm not gonna fight this guy now. I'm gonna pick up these two items over here. We got an Everstone and an Oval Stone. Neither of them are useful right now, but neither of them are really useful right now. But hey, they're here if you need them. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly run back and heal, I recommend doing that after when you get to the point that I just bat. You'll see why. Anyway, be right back. Alright. Oh, Random encounters. Random encounters can be really annoying, unfortunately. Especially in this game. Oh yeah, by the way, forgot to mention Meowth has pickups. So if you want to build an army of pickup mons later on, Meowth is another one that you can do that with. Also, Meowth, I believe, has a chance of holding a nugget, but I don't know if that's in previous games, but I'm not sure if that's the case in this one. If there is, I might put a little annotation on the screen, or I might put a little thing on the screen late in editing later to confirm or deny that. But, anyways, let's skip this trainer for now because there's something I want to catch later, and I want to get the experience for. But this is why I wanted to heal. Oh, hi, Seamus. Whoop! I unplugged my laptop. Yeah, this is what happens when my laptop usually is plugged in when I'm doing this, and I unplugged it on accident. That's what happens. Everything becomes all laggy. Anyway, please, the Pokemon I caught have become a little stronger. Ready or not, here I come. Alright, Bianca! This time I have notes for the trainer. This time I have notes for important trainers, albeit it's not as in-depth as Renegade Platinum's notes are, but still, at least you'll be able to follow. At least I'll be able to tell you what's going on. So Bianca here, she's gonna have a level 9 Meowth that has Technician for its ability. It's gonna have a Technician for its ability. I believe its moves are Fake Out, Scratch, possibly Bite. Also, ow, that hurts. I believe Fake Out, Scratch. I'm not sure. Fake Out, Scratch, possibly Bite, and I don't know what else. Unfortunately, I don't have my notes don't show the moves that these things have that she has. So I'm just trying to work from memory on what Meowth probably has. Anyways, that aside, yeah, I just wanted to heal because, I mean, as you can see, this Meowth can hit quite hard. I mean, granted that Fake Out was a crit, it still hurts. Gonna go with Vine Rip. And there we go. Down goes the Meowth. Alright, and out comes her starter, Oshawott. In this case, Bianca's starter will always be level 10. It will always be level 10. And if you're playing the normal version of Vol White that has all the type changes and things like that, it'll have its hidden ability. If you're playing the clean version, it'll have its normal ability of Torrent. Anyways, this isn't too hard. You just need to watch out because again, it is level 10, so it can deal some decent damage like that. Actually, no. I'm gonna play it. Actually, do I need to heal? Can I just? Yeah, I can probably just switch. No more healing. I'm gonna try and beat this without. I'm gonna try and. If you saw the recent Pokemon Uranium video, I got me and my partner in crime there, Green, agreed to try and not stop using as many agreed to not use a lot of potions. So I'm gonna try and obey that here when I can. It is a ROM hack, so things are slightly different. But I'll try and not heal spam as much as I did in Renegade Platinum at some points. Anyway, gonna go for the wing attack and finish you off. Bianca's going for the emergency potion, but that won't matter. And wing attack. And we're gonna get to level. Nice. You're one tough cookie, Seamus. I'm gonna work hard on my training. I'm training my Pokemon, and so you won't lose anymore. Okay, bye bye. And then she just wanders off in a random direction. All right. Now in Strayton City. We're now in Strayton City, the next home of the first gym, which we'll get to in a little bit. Gonna heal up again because spoilers, if you haven't played this game before, we have another rival battle to deal with really soon. And by soon, I mean almost right now, like pretty much in the next 5 minutes. You're looking for the gym leader? He's not here, he could be in the trainer school. If you want to challenge him, please go find him. So we'll have to go to the trainer school at some point, but first, you go back here and talk to this dude. We'll give you 10 dive balls for free. So that's the first little secret here. Next thing is to head over to the right. There are some trainers over here in the Dream Yard. There's also some grass over there. You might be able to see it near the top of the screen, maybe. But we'll get to that later. Gonna see if I can. Nope, your range is far enough so you can see me. Alright. Alright then. Alright then. Well, let's fight this girl who has 4 Pokemon. Jeez. Alright. I wasn't expecting you to have that many. And if I could have skipped you, that you would have been great for going over for doing something later. But, alright. I'm gonna just speed through this fight because there is something I want to show off here. And I don't feel like making the video 50 minutes long again. Because that wouldn't be cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go for wing attack here again. Just trying to take these things out quickly. Our Starly's doing great. It has a jolly nature as well. It's the first one I found. It's the first Starly I found and it had a jolly nature, which is amazing. I'm gonna just try and focus levels on it first. Alright, wing attack again. I don't even think we can't even find Skitty or Zero at the moment, so these are Pokemon we're not going to be seeing for a while. And you did Charm, that's fun. Oh, right, I forgot to mention something, actually. If I can do it right. There we go. Check it out. Wing Attack is 75 power now. Yeah, 75. That is quite a boost. For a move that can be for a move that has that much PP. Anyway, crap, I don't have the thing, we don't have cuts, so we can't go this way for now. There are two things I need to do here. Well, first is this kid. Believe it or not, I recommend not having a grass or a bug type leading our party when you fight this kid. You'll see trust, as stupid as it sounds, just trust me. You'll see why. Let's interact with him. My Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata. No, really. No, you're not seeing things. Youngster Joey is back, and he's back and better than ever because it's unified. He's got a level 11 Rattata, and this Rattata, quite literally, is actually one of the top percentage Rattata. He found it. He found the top percentage Rattata, and he's brought it here to Unova. You'll see. If I don't kill this thing, you'll see why. If not, I'll just explain what he has. Well, actually, you know what? Against better judgment, I'm gonna swap out something. I've got a quick attack on two things, so we're good there. I'm just gonna show off what he has here. So you saw he had focus energy. This dude has flame wheel. Yep, I'm dead freaking serious. This is why you don't want to leave with a grass or a bug type here. He has flame wheel on a Rattata. He also has, I believe he also has quick attack and bite. So, yep, there's bite. But yeah, quite literally, youngster Joey here could just bitch slap you out of nowhere for no good reason. So, yeah, watch out. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Oh, you missed. You missed with hustle. Thank you. So that proves that you do have hustle. I went for quick attack first, and you're gonna kill me with flame wheel, but that's fine because I have quick attack on Starly, so we're good there. Yeah. Youngster Joey here was not kidding when he said he had a top percentage Rattata. It is it can be genuinely dangerous to fight him if you weren't expecting this. Anyway, level 13, we're all good there. Starly wants to learn double team. I am absolutely going to do that because there's something that I'm afraid about I'm afraid for. I'm gonna get rid of Growl. And before you rail on me for double team, you'll see why I wanted to teach it later. Anyway, this girl. This is the person I wanted to speak to. This girl here will give you. If I can, there we go. Snivy, then Pampor could be a really big help. But Snivy does not do well against fire type Pokemon. Say, do you want this Pampor of mine? I'll accept. We get a Pampor for free. This girl will give you a Simisage, will give you a Pansage, a Panseer, or a Panpour, depending on your starter. She'll give you if you pick Tepig, she'll give you Pansage. If you picked Oshawott, she'll give you Panseer, the worst one. And if you picked Snivy like me, you'll get Panpour. These three have had their movesets completely redone, as you can see. Just for context, when you're looking at the list, on the left is one on the left is Pansage, the one in the middle is Panseer, and Panpour is on the right for their level up movesets. We do not have a way to evolve them right now because they evolved with a stone. So don't worry about that. I'll show what they can learn and when they're fully evolved at a later point when we have access access to a way to do that. The Pampor in particular that she gives me, the monkey she gives you in particular will always be level 10, and this is the moveset it'll have. The only difference is that mine has Water Gun, whereas if you pick one of the other two, it'll be Vine Whip or Incinerate. Another thing to mention is that you'll get Acrobatics at level 12. You'll get Acrobatics at level 12, and you'll get a move of this, and you'll get a stronger move of the same type, Magical Leaf, Flame Burst, or Water Pulse at level 14. So keep that in mind. I am going to try and level it. This is why I skipped that trainer earlier. This is why I skipped one of those trainers earlier. I wanted to grab this monkey so that way I can try and get it some experience. Anyway, there's the next defender over here as well. Unfortunately, both of the trainers here that you can fight right now are required to fight before you can get to her, which is a bit of a dick move. You think if you were trying to get that monkey, they would have at least made it so you can just barely squeak by and skip them. Also, there is right here, next speed over here. All right. We'll go to the training school in a minute. I'm just gonna quickly fight this trainer over here off screen, so be right back in just a sec. Alright, we're back. This is where the trainer school is. It's right next to where the Pokemon Center is. The gym leader isn't here, but Charon is. I'm gonna lead off with Starly here. You'll see why in a sec. So, let's talk to him. The Pokemon is poison, it increases in battling. Hey, have you come looking for the gym leader? He was here talking about Pokemon types until a few moments ago. Maybe you walked right past him? By the way, will you have a battle with me? I want to test how important items are. Well, let's see how effective my items are. Or maybe I should test how well I can battle without items. Anyway, this is an indoor match. Let's battle without getting too rough. Alright, Sharon, back again for another round already. His team is slightly different than what Bianca has. He'll have a level 11 Starly that will have Keen Eye for its always going to have Keen Eye for its ability, as mine does. It'll pretty much have the same. Actually, aside from Double Team, it's got the same moveset that mine does. So we'll have Tackle, Quick Attack, Wing Attack, and instead of Double Team, it'll have Growl. So there you go. Again, just doing these moves off memory because I know the notes that from the actual file are incomplete on the earlier key battles. Or at least some of them are. Anyway, go for Wing. Barely not one shot. Okay. And let's go for the quick attack to finish you off. Almost level 14. And he sends out his starter next. His starter, whichever one you pick, will always be level 12, and it'll always be holding an Orange Berry. If you're playing the regular version of Volt White, it'll have its hidden ability of adaptability. If not, it'll have Blaze. Anyway, I'm gonna switch into Panpour here just so that way it can get some experience here, because I need it. Okay, going for Tail Whip. You're going for a lot of Tail Whips. Interesting. This Water Gun it. There's its Orange Berry. So 2 more hits. I'll be down in 2 more hits if you keep doing that. Tackle again, please live. Yes. Okay, and Water Gun to finish you off. Easy as can be. And level 14 for Starly. And surprise, surprise! Our first evolution of the series goes to Starly. I think if I remember correctly, in Renegade Platinum, it was our starter that evolved first, but in this case, it's Starly that evolves first. Starly evolved into Staravia. Definitely gonna need that. So learning how to use items learning how to use items well is definitely important then. Oh, here, I'll give you this hidden machine. And he gives us HMO1 Cut. It contains Cut. Hidden machines are invaluable for exploring, but it's hard to forget them once they've been learned. Use it in the Dream Yard. Yep. He gives us. We can now go to the Dream Yard. If you remember, in the Gen 5 game specifically, once you grab an HM move, you can use it. You can immediately use it. It's not locked by badges. Also, I should mention that Cut is now a Grass type move, and it has 60 power, as you can see. Just keep that in mind. It would be good for Royal, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it to... I'll give it to Rattata because I don't intend to keep Rattata around for a long time. I'll get rid of... Tail Whip, I guess? Alright. So... Now the... Oh yeah, here. Oh, this is the last thing I'll do for now. There are things we can do in the Dream Yard, but I'll go over those next time before we do take on the gym. So, last thing, gym leader. Yes? Yes, I am the gym leader of this town. You are? Right, you want to challenge the gym. In that case, what was the first Pokemon you chose? It's not a VAC. It's weak to fire type Pokemon. I think you need to prepare to face that type. I'll be waiting for you inside. Please bring at least 3 Pokemon with you. The reason will be apparent soon. I am going to say this now. Do not ignore that warning that he gives you. When he says bring 3 Pokemon, make sure you bring 3. Hell, you should probably bring a full party. I would recommend bringing a full party of 6. Even if half of them are underleveled and are just cannon fodder, I would recommend doing that. Again, like he said, the reason will become apparent soon enough. But for now, I'm gonna end things off here so the episode isn't ridiculously long. So, if you liked what you saw, you know what to do. If you don't like what you saw, don't tell me how much I suck, just tell me what I can do to make things even better for the next time. So, with that out of the way, I will see you guys in the next episode where we'll go check out the Dream Yard and then take on the first gym of the series. Catch you guys next time. Goodbye.